Hello, everyone. Dr. Vicky here, speaking to you from the Seeds Transformation Healing Center. It is time for Taroscopes. Again, we're going to be doing the Taroscopes for the sign of Virgo. That's Virgo Sun, Virgo Moon, Virgo Rising for the month of August. We are here in August already. Actually, I'm doing this in July. It's very hot this week. We're in the middle of a heat wave, and so I'm assuming that when you listen to this in August, you might also be hot and in the middle of a heat wave, but hopefully things will settle down a little bit. We'll see about that. But I want to talk to some length about the astrology of the month, mainly because August is the month where the sun moves into Virgo. Actually so let me talk about August a little bit. So the sun's in Leo as we start. We have a new moon in Leo on the 4th, I think it is, or is it the 5th? Hold on, guess it depends on where you live. On the 4th, and it's in the morning. So on the 4th, at 13 degrees of Leo, on that day, Venus moves into Virgo. So you have Venus in Virgo most of the month. And when you have your ruling planet of Mercury in Virgo as well, but after the day after the new moon, Mercury goes retrograde. And stays retrograde till the 28th. But it does go back into Leo halfway through. Let's see, it goes retrograde on the 5th in Virgo. It's at 5 degrees of Virgo at that point. So it's for the latter Virgo folks, people who are Virgos, September Virgos, it doesn't quite make it to your sun. But it does go back into Leo on the 14th and goes direct on the 28th. And then we'll go back into Virgo in September, probably towards the middle of September by the time it makes its way. But we do have Venus and Virgo, and even though Mercury is retrograde, it does sort of muck up the works a little bit because you like efficiency and things may feel less efficient. You're going to have to be okay with all of that. You're going to have to let go of the need to a certain extent for control. I think there's a higher purpose. Well, there's always a higher purpose, but sometimes it's more insistent than other times. And I think we need to be open to what's being presented to us and accepting of what we can change and what we can't change. So don't drive yourself into a froth this month, Virgo. It's going to be hot. Maybe take a little vacation. And anytime Mercury's retrograde, it's a time of review. So if there's something that you've been working on, this would be the time to edit it or test it out. Maybe you have an hypothesis and you want to test out this is a time of learning. And, there are a lot of Virgos out there who have Mercury retrograde. So you understand this, if you happen to be one of those people, that it does take a certain amount of patience, which, Virgo pretty much has. And don't criticize yourself for not getting things right, because Virgo can do that too. So avoid self-criticism. Whenever a planet is retrograde, it actually points in the opposite direction. So the opposite of Virgo is Pisces. And Pisces says, forgive thyself, let it go, let go and let God. So there's going to be a lot of let go and let God in Virgo's energy this month. So that's what I really want to say. I don't want to say too much. This is just a little bit of astrology for you, but schedules, things like that are going to be a little fraught. And of course, we have a lot of weather that's probably going to be coming through. It's just the nature of the time that we're in. And so, plans can be washed away really by weather, right? So we can't get too upset about that. We just kind of have to go with the flow. So I'm using the Connolly deck this month for you, and we start with the 4 of Pentacles. So here you are building your foundations. This is a vibration of security. sometimes you can get sort of caught up in that, like caught up in the physical part of life and close yourself off to the more spiritual side. But let's see what's challenging this. Not necessarily a negative energy. So we have nostalgia here. This is interesting because this was in the Capricorn reading as well. This is about childhood. There's something about childhood, and perhaps there's a sense of what it was that you realize that maybe it wasn't that. But there's this longing for simpler days, perhaps longer for simpler days. See what's underneath it all. The Four of Swords, you want to move forward, but there's something stopping you. There's something stopping you. You can't move through the gate. You see this guy is standing at a gate. He can't quite move forward. So there's this sense of maybe isolation, and maybe necessary isolation. You know, the Four of Swords can be a card of recuperation. So if you haven't been feeling well, and if you've been working on sort of building your body back up, maybe that's what I'm seeing here. So if you're having some physical issues, which is not that unusual for Virgo, Virgo is a sign associated with health and well-being. And a lot of Virgos learn how to be healthy because they don't come in healthy. They have to learn how to navigate a body that needs care and needs help. All right. Okay, so in the past, you've had some sort of betrayal, you had some sort of emotional upheaval, some sorrow in relationships. Okay, I see what you're doing. So you're what this looks like is you're recuperating from a shock of some sort. Your Virgo card in the sky. So the Virgo, the Hermit card is about, you know, your own inner knowing. It's a 9, shining your light and the like, but this could be you. And so I think what you need is you need to get advice from somebody who has more wisdom than you. Spirit is saying, go to somebody who has more information about whatever it is that you're either recuperating from or whatever. So get expert advice here. But from the person who, maybe even the person who's walked the path that you're walking right now, somebody who has had the same situation and been able to overcome it. That's what this looks like. Okay. So whatever the situation is, if it's a financial situation you find yourself in that's uncomfortable or difficult, find somebody who has experience in just that thing. If it's a medical condition, find somebody who has an expertise in that. Whatever it is, there are people out there, Spirit is saying, you just have to reach up and ask for help. Yeah, see, we have the 5 of, yeah, whatever happened in the past is, and it may not have been like the immediate past. It may not have happened last month. It might have been something from childhood. Maybe something from childhood is coming up. And so you're mourning something, maybe feelings, a part of your life that you thought was one way, but now you realize is something else. But remember, there's still 2 more cups. So this month is a time for you to do the healing and the mourning, or deal with the loss, as it were, without losing sight of the future. How it's seen from the outside. The Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands. This is a sense of somebody who has the right spirit. You have the right spirit. You've sustained the right sensibilities, perhaps. Your domestic situation. you need to look at this whole situation from a different angle. And it's less about, it's like a change in attitude and a connection to cosmic consciousness. You need to connect to spirit here, Virgo. You need to connect to spirit. Hopes and fears, somebody's going to come to help you. Well, you got to ask, right? Okay. You have the strength. You're going to get through this, Virgo. You're going to get through this. You're releasing something that's very old and very ancient, and know that you will get through this. This is all this retrograde energy with moving towards Pisces, right? Letting go, let go and let God, go with the flow, accept the healing. Some things are beyond your capabilities, which is kind of hard for a Virgo because they feel that they have to do stuff. There's this obligatory energy of Virgo, and it has to be less of an obligation and more of a true service. And the service has to come from you when you are whole and you feel like you can offer that. And then I don't usually do this. I just picked another card automatically, and we get the sun. So the sun and strength as the last two cards, even though I don't usually pick last two cards, very positive. So you are going to get to the other side of this, but I'm not going to sugarcoat it. You have some healing to do. Just get the help that you need. Let's see what's underneath it. Self-sufficiency, resources, and the King of Swords making a decision using good judgment. This is you. This is you. This is a Virgo card. This is a Virgo card. And this is your good judgment. So basically, you are somebody who knows how to manifest and utilize their good judgment. But right now, you need to do the healing. You need to do the healing. All right, let's see. It's interesting because the earth signs this today. I try to do like the sign, like three signs over days. That's why if you look at my what did I do first? I think I did water first or air. I think I either did air or water first. And if you look at those videos, my flowers look a lot better. So it's like 4 days later and I'm doing this one. But it's interesting that the earth signs, Capricorn too had a challenging and Taurus really, but for different reasons. So the earth signs are really in the process of healing, of letting go of the old and bringing in and healing, which kind of makes sense. Pluto will be going into Earth for 3 months at the end of Capricorn there, and then leave and not come back for another 230 odd years. So, and the Earth needs healing, right? Maybe this is a reflection of the need for healing of the planet. And we heal the planet by healing ourselves and having a better relationship with the planet and being aware of how we affect the planet and, how we affect each other. The better relationships we have with each other, the better relationships we have with the planet, the better relationships we have with ourselves, right? So much fighting going on, so much unnecessary suffering, but perhaps on some level, I had one teacher who used to say you have to get mad enough and sad enough to want to make the change. And a lot of people want to make the change. All right. I don't feel like I have the right card yet. Let's give it another shuffle. Whew, it's wicked hot. I have to say, this is my last reading of the series for the Taroscopes. And I have to say, I'm glad that I get to put something, I try to wear something nice, but nice is hot. And I'm going to put on something that's a little less Nice, but a lot cooler. Initiation. This is a beautiful card. I love this deck. This deck is all based on the art of Emily Balavet. Oh, I just love her work. She's got that notice the pentacle on the ground, right? So pentacle is Earth. So this is an initiation, perhaps an initiation of the planet. There is a theory in occult or arcane tradition. Oh, I'm gonna sneeze. It's true. Whenever I sneezed, if you said something and you sneezed, my mother would say, it's true. So it's true. That the earth is, I think this is from Bailey's work, Alice Bailey's work, that the earth is not a sacred planet, but is ascending into a sacred energy. And so that this initiation card sort of points to that. Let me just find the little book and I'll see what it says. I'll hold the card up because they're so pretty. So you can enjoy the look of the card and look at the card and bring it into yourself while I read what they say about it. Ritual, ceremony, and rites. Perhaps you need to do a ritual. Maybe that's a healing ritual. Okay, oops. Well, that's the back of the card. Lovely, right? Even that's beautiful. Okay, front of the card. And I will read this to you. The initiate is one on the threshold of a new reality. A magical ceremony is taking place that marks the beginning of a new phase. She may be unrecognizable to herself on the other side. She has reached this moment through extensive study and ultimate surrender. She has earned this sacred rite of passage and through determined effort. Sounds like you, Virgo. Drawing this card signifies that an accomplishment has been reached and a transitional period is about to begin. Though change can be uncomfortable and at times disconcerting, you may soon find that your new reality feels entirely natural. You have been a dedicated student, so Virgo, and have now gained the skills your new endeavors require for success. I'm telling you, this is a challenging month, but on the other side, a new world. Take care of yourself, Virgo, please. I know how hard you guys work, and I know you're really hard on yourself. Don't do it. Love yourself. Give yourself the space. Give yourself the time to heal. And the future is so bright, you're definitely going to have to wear shades. I love you guys. Take care. From my heart to yours, namaste.